السلام عليكم. هذه محاضرة موجهة لطلبة الصف الثالث بكلية طب الكندي، جزء من منهج الرينال موديول. عنوان المحاضرة هو Anatomy of the urethra، يقدمها دكتور حارث محمد، اختصاص الجراحة البولية بكلية طب الكندي. ابتداء راح نبدي نحكي عن الميل urethra. The male urethra is about 20 cm long. It extends from the neck of the bladder to the external urethral meatus on the glans penis. It may be considered in two parts. First part is the posterior urethra, which is above the perineal membrane. The second part is the anterior urethra, which lies below the perineal membrane. يعني اللي يفصل لنا بين الانتيريور والposterior urethra هو البerineal membrane. Posterior urethra about 4 cm in length, and it lies in the pelvis proximal to the corpus spongiosum. It is divided into three parts: the preprostatic, the prostatic, and the membranous urethra. فالبريبروستاتيك urethra هي الجزء اللي يكون من البلادر، يعبر اليورين من البلادر يوصله للبروستاتيك urethra. It is about 1 cm in length. It extends from the base of the bladder to the prostate. The prostatic urethra فهذا هو البريبروستاتيك part. The prostatic urethra اللي هو هذا الجزء إذا نقدر نشوفه بهذا مقطع طولي بالبروستاتيك urethra، أو الحقيقة هو sagittal أو coronal العفو section. In the prostatic urethra, it is about 3 cm in length. It passes through the prostate from the base of the prostate to the apex. It exits the prostate slightly anterior to the apex of the prostate. It becomes continuous with the membranous urethra. The prostatic urethra is the widest and most distensible portion of the entire urethra. On the posterior wall is a longitudinal ridge called the urethral crest or veromontanum. urethral crest يعني عرف الإحليل، لأن اليوريثرا ترجمتها الإحليل، والكريست عرف الإحليل، مكان مرتفع. On the sides of this ridge، على جوانب هذا المكان المرتفع، there are two grooves on both sides. The prostatic, these are named as the prostatic sinuses. Prostatic sinus من هاي الجهة ومن هاي الجهة. The prostatic sinus receives the openings of the prostatic glands. يعني هذا urethral crest, then the prostatic sinuses, and the opening of the urethral glands open in the prostatic sinuses. On the summit of the urethral crest، على قمة هذا المكان المرتفع، اكو عندنا dimple، يعني حفرة صغيرة، نقرة صغيرة، depression. اسمها prostatic atricle, which is analog of the uterus and vagina in female. هذه هي الرمننت مال الولفيان تراكت اللي تسوي اليوترس والاوفريز واليوتراين تيوبز بالفيميل. فهنا تسوي لنا هاي الدمبل اللي هي prostatic atricle. On both sides of the prostatic atricles opens the two ejaculatory ducts. This is about the prostatic urethra. The last part of the posterior urethra is the membranous urethra. It is the least sensible part of the urethra. هذه هي membranous urethra. It is the least distensible part. أقل جزء ممكن توسيعه أو ينطمن روحه من البروستاتيك urethra. It is about 1.5 cm in length and lies within the urogenital diaphragm, surrounded by the sphincter urethra muscle. This is about the posterior urethra. The other part of the urethra is the anterior urethra. هسه حسب هذا الرسم مالتنا this is the posterior urethra till the perineal membrane اللي هو هذا مكانه الحد الفاصل بين الانتيريور والposterior urethra. The other part or the rest of the urethra is the anterior urethra in male. The anterior urethra is approximately 15 cm in length and lies within the perineum proximally and the penis distally, surrounded by the corpus spongiosum. This is the corpus spongiosum. طبعا هي كلها inside the corpus spongiosum. The first part is the bulbar urethra, which is inside the bulb of corpus spongiosum or the bulb of the penis. It is surrounded by the bulbospongiosus muscle and the bulbourethral glands. It's surrounded by the bulbospongiosus muscle. Sorry, this is the picture of it. This is the bulbar urethra. It is surrounded by the bulbospongiosus muscle. The bulbourethral glands open around 2.5 cm below the perineal membrane. احنا شفنا قبل شوية انه البulbourethral glands تثقب البerineal membrane. These are the bulbourethral glands, this one and this one. They pierces the perineal membrane and joins the bulbar urethra. The other part is the pendulous part. So this is the bulbar part, and these are the openings of the bulbourethral glands. The other part is the pendulous part of the urethra. It is the continuation of the urethra that passes through the pendulous part of the penis. It is dilated termination within the glans penis where it is known as the fossa terminalis or the navicular fossa, this part. The external urethral orifice is the narrowest part of the urethra. هسه صار عندنا most distensible part هو prostatic urethra, least distensible part هو membranous urethra, and the narrowest part is the external urethral meatus. This is the external urethral meatus. This is about the male urethra. بالنسبة للبulbourethral glands, they are pair of small glands that lie هنا pair of small glands هذه وهذه that lie beneath the sphincter urethra muscle. Their ducts pierces the perineal membrane which is the inferior facial layer of the urogenital diaphragm, and enters the penile portion of the urethra. The secretions is poured into the urethra as a result of erotic stimulation. All of this is about the male urethra. The female urethra is quite simpler. It is about 4 cm in length. It extends from the bladder neck to the external urethral meatus, where it opens in the vestibule about 2.5 cm below the clitoris. It traverses the sphincter urethrae and lies immediately in front of the vagina. At the sides of the external urethral meatus are small openings of the ducts of the paraurethral glands, skinny glands. They are analogues of the bulbourethral gland in male. هنا بالفيميل اسمهن skinny glands. The urethra is dilated relatively easier than that of the male. هنا تكون انتهت محاضرتنا عن اليوريثرا، محاضرة قصيرة إن شاء الله تكون فادتكم، وتحياتنا لكم وتمنياتنا لكم بالنجاح. مع السلامة.